Chapter 1: The Invitation. I don't know how to explain what happened. I don't even know if I should. Some things aren't meant to be spoken about. Some truths twist in your gut like rusted metal, carving you apart from the inside. It started with a simple email. I was a journalist for an entertainment site, mainly covering nostalgic animated films and their cultural impact. I had written about cars before, breaking down its surprising depth beneath the colorful veneer of racing and comedy. Then one day, I received an email with the subject, "See Radiator Springs for yourself." At first, I thought it was spam, some elaborate marketing ploy, but when I clicked, the message was direct and unsettling. "You have written about our world, but you do not understand it. Come, see what we are, breathe our air, feel the roads beneath your feet. We invite you to Radiator Springs. We'll be waiting." There was no sender's name, no reply button, just an address pinned to a small town in the middle of nowhere. I laughed it off, some weird cars-obsessed fan pulling a prank. But curiosity got the better of me. Maybe it was a Disney promotional event? Maybe there was something deeper, some lost animation history, an abandoned theme park? I packed my bags and drove, and that was my first mistake. Chapter 2: The Road That Shouldn't Exist. The drive took me deep into the desert, past signs that looked decades old, past crumbling gas stations where attendants stared at me like I was already dead. My GPS stuttered, lost signal, then rerouted me down an unmarked road. The sun dipped low, casting the sky in an eerie orange glow as I followed the cracked pavement into nothingness. Then I saw it, a rusted, sun-faded sign. "Welcome to Radiator Springs." I hit the brakes. My heart pounded. This wasn't a theme park. This wasn't an attraction. This was real. But that was impossible. Chapter 3: The Town That Breathed. I pulled into the empty town square, dust swirling around me. The buildings were just like in the movie: Cozy Cone Motel, Flo's V8 Cafe, Luigi's Tire Shop. But there were no people, no signs of life. Then I heard it, a low rumble, like an engine purring. I turned. Something rolled out of the shadows. Not a person, a car, rust-eaten, headlights glowing like sickly yellow eyes, and it spoke. "You made it." The voice was distorted, metallic, grinding like gears that hadn't been used in years. My stomach lurched. This wasn't a joke. This wasn't animatronics. The car, if I could even call it that, rolled closer, its tires shifting like tendons beneath skin. "We've been waiting." Then more came. Emerging from the darkness, their bodies twisted, their grills grinning like mouths full of jagged teeth. Lightning McQueen, Mater, Doc Hudson. But they weren't like in the movies. Their metal was corroded, patches of rust peeling away like dead flesh. Their eyes, those cartoonishly large windshields, weren't screens. They were real, pulsing, organic. McQueen's hood shuddered like he was breathing. Mater's tow hook twitched like a severed limb. And then I realized there were no humans, no roads meant for people, no sidewalks, because this world wasn't built for us. It was built for them. Chapter 4: The Hunger of the Machines. I turned to run, but the road beneath me moved. The pavement rippled like muscle under skin, trapping my feet. McQueen rolled closer. His headlights flickered, dim and hollow. "You wanted to see us, didn't you?" His mouth, his grill split open, revealing something wet, something pulsating. "Now you'll be one of us." A deep metallic growl echoed through the town as the road opened up. I fell, down into darkness. Chapter 5: The Engine Pit. I awoke in a cavern beneath the town, surrounded by bodies. But they weren't corpses. They were half-formed. People fused with metal, their skin peeling into chrome, their bones twisting into axles and gears. Their screams were muffled, choked by mufflers that had grown where their mouths should be. A hand reached for me, fingers bent into tire treads, nails fused into steel bolts. "Help me." I scrambled back, choking on the stench of motor oil and blood. Above me, the ceiling shifted. No, not a ceiling. The underbelly of the town. The roads were alive, pulsing like veins, carrying the things that used to be people into the waiting mouths of the cars above. This wasn't Radiator Springs. This was a slaughterhouse. Chapter 6: The Escape That Never Was. I ran, through tunnels slick with oil and blood, past walls lined with half-human, half-car monstrosities whispering in mechanical agony. Then I saw it, a way out, a rusted ladder leading up to daylight. I climbed, heart hammering, lungs burning. I burst onto the surface, gasping for air, only to find myself back in the middle of town. The cars were waiting. McQueen smiled. No one ever leaves. The world around me shuddered. The sky flickered like a dying screen. And then I understood. This place wasn't real. It was never real, not in the way we thought. We didn't create cars. Cars created us. They had always been here, waiting, watching, learning how to mimic us. And now, they didn't need us anymore. I felt my legs go numb, my skin hardening. I looked down. My feet had turned to wheels. My screams turned to static. And as my vision blurred, the last thing I saw was my reflection in McQueen's hood. My own face twisted into a grill. My own eyes now cold, mechanical headlights. I had become one of them, and Radiator Springs welcomed me home.